Welcome to Supernatural Japan, the podcast where we explore the haunted histories, mysterious places, and forgotten legends of the Japanese archipelago. Today we're heading to one of Japan's most international cities, Kobe, the port city nestled between mountains and sea. Kobe is famous for its cosmopolitan culture, gourmet food, and stunning waterfront. But beneath its modern skyline lies a darker, quieter layer of tragedy, resilience, and spirits that some say still linger. Kobe is a city that is personally near and dear to my heart. I lived and worked in the city for almost 10 years. My children were both born in Kobe and consider it their hometown, and I consider it my second hometown. I've spent countless hours exploring the city's backstreets, shrines, historical sites, and abandoned places. In this episode, we're looking at one of Kobe's most important buildings, Kobe City Hall. For decades, staff, visitors, and security guards have reported strange sounds, eerie shadows, and unexplained presences. Many of these stories tie back to the city's most devastating event, the Great Hanshin Awaji Earthquake of 1995. Let's step into the heart of Kobe's administrative center, where daily business unfolds side by side with the memories, and maybe the ghosts of those who never truly left. Kobe sits on a narrow strip of land between Mount Roko and the inland sea. It became one of Japan's first open ports in 1868, and from that moment on, the city grew into a vibrant international hub. Western-style architecture, foreign merchants, sailors, missionaries, and early diplomats all built lives here. Kobe's reputation as a multicultural gateway city has only grown stronger with time. Before the earthquake, Kobe was known for its elegance, its jazz culture, its thriving waterfront. Even today, it feels warm, open, and cosmopolitan, unlike any other place in Japan. But Kobe has also endured hardship, and the scars of its greatest tragedy still shape its identity. At 5:46 a.m. on January 17th, 1995, a 7.3 magnitude earthquake struck the Hanshin region, centered just offshore from Awaji Island. The quake tore through Kobe and the surrounding cities with catastrophic force. In mere seconds, highways collapsed onto themselves. Trains were derailed. Entire neighborhoods crumpled, and fires erupted across the city. More than 6,400 people lost their lives, and tens of thousands were injured or left homeless. The quake remains one of the most devastating natural disasters in modern Japanese history. For days, Kobe City Hall became an emergency command center. Its lobbies filled with survivors seeking help. Stairwells were crowded with volunteers, police, and firefighters. Temporary sleeping areas were set up in offices and hallways. The building became a place of hope and mourning. Some claim that this intense concentration of fear, grief, and human suffering left a spiritual imprint on the building. Others believe that lost souls found themselves wandering into City Hall, confused, seeking help, and simply unable to move on. Whatever the cause, the haunting stories begin shortly after the quake, and they have never fully stopped. Kobe City Hall stands in the Sanomiya district, close to the city's transportation hub and central business area. The modern building, tall, sleek, and glass paneled, was completed in the mid-20th century, then expanded and reinforced over time. It's a symbol of government, stability, and resilience. From the observation deck, visitors can see all of Kobe. The port glimmering below, the Roko Mountains behind, and the long swath of the city stretched between them. I've been to this observation deck many times myself, and will share some photos of Kobe as seen from the observation deck that I personally took. And you can find those over on the Supernatural Japan Instagram and Facebook group, and the links will be in the show notes, and I'll mention them again at the end of the show. But you know what? Even bright modern structures can have a shadowy side. Let's take a look at some of the ghost stories and hauntings at Kobe City Hall. We'll begin with the elevator that stops on many floors. One of the most frequently told stories involves the elevator in the main administrative building. This is the elevator that you would take if you were going to the observation deck on the 24th floor. City employees claim that the elevator sometimes stops at the 7th or 11th floor when no one pressed the button. The doors open, but the hallway is completely empty and silent. In a few reports, the elevator lights flicker and the doors stay open just a moment too long, as though someone is getting on or off. Security staff have said this usually happens late at night when the building is nearly empty. Now, some attribute this to electrical quirks, but others insist it feels like a presence is stepping inside. Next, we have the woman on the upper floors. On the administrative levels, workers have reported seeing a woman in professional clothing standing near the windows after hours. When approached, she disappears instantly. Some say she was an office worker who tragically died during the earthquake. Others think she's a wandering spirit who entered the building while seeking help in 1995. Her apparition is described as peaceful, but incredibly sad. Now, there are more stories connected with the earthquake memorial floor. One floor near the administrative office contains a quiet memorial space dedicated to the victims of the Hanshin earthquake. Staff who work near this area describe sudden cold spots, muffled cries in empty rooms, the sensation of someone standing behind them, and some office workers refuse to work late at night on this floor. A few have even transferred to avoid evening shifts there. Let's continue with some more tales. Footsteps in the stairwells. During the earthquake response, stairwells were filled with rescue workers, volunteers, and evacuees. Today, multiple employees claim that they hear footsteps echoing the same frantic patterns. Fast-running steps, heavy hurried boots, the sound of someone stumbling, followed by silence. When investigated, nobody is ever there. Could these be active spirits? Could this be a residual haunting? Next, we have the basement murmur room. In the lower levels of the building, where emergency supplies, maintenance equipment, and storage areas are kept, maintenance workers report hearing low voices, as though several people are whispering urgently. The whispers are unintelligible, but they seem to repeat at specific times, early morning or very late at night. Whether this is residual energy, echoes from the rescue period, or something else entirely, no one knows. Then you have the reflections in the windows at night. The upper floors of City Hall have large windows overlooking Sanomiya and the Kobe waterfront. Staff working late have reported seeing a dark humanoid silhouette reflected in the window behind them, and when they turn around, nobody's there. But this reflection continues to linger for a moment before fading away. This particular story became more common after the Great Hanshin earthquake of 1995, which devastated Kobe and caused thousands of deaths. Maybe people believe that lingering spirits from the tragedy still drift through the city, and some may have found shelter, even temporarily, inside City Hall. And last, we have the missing person files that move on their own. Another urban legend claims that a filing room on one of the mid-level floors is haunted by a spirit connected to unresolved missing person cases in Hyogo Prefecture. Clerks have reportedly found files left on desks they never touched, cabinets unlocked in the morning even though they were secured and locked at night, and certain folders sliding slightly out of the shelves as if someone looked at them. Some say the spirit is trying to get attention or closure. Those are just a few of the stories, and there are many more. Why do Japanese buildings keep their ghosts? Japan's relationship with spirits is deeply influenced by Shinto and Buddhist beliefs. When a tragedy occurs, especially sudden death, spirits can remain behind as yurei, which are wandering ghosts, onryo, which are vengeful spirits, or simply lost souls seeking connection. Buildings that function as shelters or centers during disasters often accumulate strong spiritual energy. Hospitals, schools, and government offices like Kobe City Hall are common locations for hauntings. When trauma and grief collide with the spiritual world, legends say the boundary between realms becomes thin. Now, what do you think, everyone? Do you think that the 1995 Kobe earthquake could be responsible for these potential hauntings? To me, it sounds like that definitely has to be an influencing factor, if not the biggest factor. And a question to all of you Supernatural Japan listeners. If you had a chance to visit Kobe, Japan, would you go to Kobe City Hall now as a stopover on your itinerary to check things out? Kobe rebuilt itself remarkably after 1995. Today, it is a vibrant, beautiful city full of life. The waterfront shines, the streets bustle, and the city has embraced both its past and future. But ghosts don't simply vanish because buildings are repaired. They exist in the memories, in quiet corners, in lingering emotional currents. Kobe City Hall is both a symbol of survival and a reminder of the thousands who never made it home. Whether the spirits inside are real or metaphorical, the stories continue. Visitors riding the elevator late at night may feel a chill. Workers walking through the darkened hallways may hear faint footsteps. And as long as Kobe remembers the Hanshin Awaji earthquake, perhaps the City Hall will always remain a place where the past occasionally reaches forward. Thank you for joining us on this journey into Kobe City Hall's hidden side. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, leave a review, and join us next time as we explore more haunted corners of Japan. Now, to see photos of Kobe itself, the beautiful city of Kobe, Kobe City Hall, and those photos I mentioned that I took myself from that 24th floor observation deck, please follow us on Instagram at Supernatural Japan. There's always lots of cool things over there, and I want to welcome all the new people who've been coming on over lately and following. Check out our Facebook group for additional photos. There's lots of extra content in the Supernatural Japan Facebook group. I haven't had a lot of people coming over there recently, and I do realize Facebook might not be your platform of choice, but for some of you it is. So check it out. The links are in the show notes. You can find me, Kevin O'Shea, over on Blue Sky and X at Mad for Maple, where I post spooky things and lots of things that may not be so spooky about life as an expat living in Asia for more than 2 decades. Please shoot me an email anytime you'd like. I would love to hear from you. Just say hello. Let me know where you are. Let me know how you found out about the show. If you have any stories, ideas, any places in Japan you'd like me to check out, you'd like me to make an episode about, please drop me a note at supernaturaljapan@gmail.com. One more time, that is supernaturaljapan@gmail.com. We do have a Buy Me a Coffee page. The link is in the show notes where you can support our podcast with a one-time donation, or you can become a member. And of course, the easiest way to help Supernatural Japan is to share this podcast on your social media and tell your friends and families about it. That's the easiest way to help us grow. And that's it. Until next time, stay curious and keep your eyes open in the shadows.